Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube on Wednesday night. Let's transition. Diana Taurasi walked off the court in what might have been her final appearance in the WNBA.
Did you see what Caitlin Clark just did? She didn't just beat Diana, Tass's team. She made a statement. Clark's performance was so impressive that it left everyone wondering. Could this be why Taurasi suddenly decided to retire? Let's break down exactly what happened and why it's shaking up the entire WNBA.
But of course, when you're talking about someone like Diana Taurasi, you're always talking about legacy. Could this be the final run?
Oh, well, there's really no place to start, but there's always a place to finish.
Diana Taurasi, the GOAT of women's basketball, just dropped a bombshell at 42. She's calling it quits. Can you believe it? This is the woman who's won everything, multiple WNBA titles, Olympic gold medals. You name it, but here's where it gets really interesting. Tass's retirement comes right after Caitlin Clark's mind-blowing performance.
This league is where it is now. We're thankful for you guys, and we're thankful for the next generation.
Now, you might be wondering, what's the connection? Well, that's what we're about to dive into. This isn't just about one player retiring in another. Showing up, it's about the whole future of the WNBA. Hanging in the balance. Taurasi stepping down and Clark stepping up. It's a game changer, folks. And trust me, you're going to want to hear all about it.
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing.
Tass's reign was legendary, but even legends can falter. When she made a controversial statement about Clark, she didn't realize she was setting the stage for her downfall. The story of how Taurasi went from GOAT to a controversial figure is about to unfold.
Diana Taurasi is incredible. I mean, just look at this. These numbers that you see here. This game, it was billed as if this is it in Phoenix. That's what they kept saying. That's what the video monitors said.
Like, Diana Taurasi was nicknamed the White Mamba by Kobe Bryant himself, by the way. She was nicknamed the White Mamba by Kobe. Is a 3-time WNBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 11-time All-Star. In fairness, her last one was 2018 before the Olympic years. 10-time All-WNBA, a 14-time All-WNBA player. 14-time All-WNBA player.
She is the GOAT.
I always wonder, when you think about a Taurasi, for as great a career as she had, 3-time WNBA champ, 5-time scoring champion, right? What would it have looked like?
Diana Taurasi's career is the stuff of a basketball legend. We're talking about a player who's dominated the court for nearly 2 decades, multiple WNBA championships, Olympic gold medals, and a scoring record that seemed untouchable. Taurasi wasn't just good, she was the standard, the player every young girl with hoop dreams wanted to be.
When asked about her anticipation of facing Clark for the first time, Taurasi only had 4 words.
Your thoughts going into facing Caitlin Clark for the first time on Sunday?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I expected more from Diana Taurasi, ain't gonna lie about that. I expected something like can't wait. I expected something like get your popcorn ready.
But here's where things get interesting. Taurasi, the undisputed queen of the court, made a comment that shook the basketball world. She called the WNBA a jungle full of experienced ballers. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Well, those words set off a chain reaction that no one saw coming.
Because we remember what she said to Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter for ESPN months ago, when she said there's levels to this. You know, it's one thing to go against young girls and stuff like that. You're about to go up against grown women. We're gonna be waiting for. So guess what? This is Caitlin Clark's first visit.
See, Taurasi wasn't just talking about the league in general. She was responding to questions about Caitlin Clark, the hot new rookie, taking the college game by storm. Taran's words, They came across as dismissive, maybe even a little threatened. It was like she was saying, "Sure, you're good in college, kid, but this is the big leagues."
Shame on them, Chris.
Taurasi?
Yeah, shame on them to talk down to her and about what to expect in the WNBA, because that's not the moment for that. She's still in college. Right. She shouldn't be talking about what is in store when this woman has just had a major impact on women's college basketball. They sound like Debbie Downers. They sound jealous. That's what they sound like. I have no idea why that's the topic of conversation now. She hasn't been drafted, Chris. She's not playing in the WNBA yet. I'm not saying you can't get there, but my God, really? Is that the moment to talk about, oh, wait till she gets to the WNBA?
The media jumped on it. Fans were divided. Some backed Taurasi, saying she was just telling it like it is. Others saw it as the old guard trying to put the new star in her place. Either way, the stage was set for a showdown that would have everyone watching think about it. You've got Taurasi, the veteran, the player who's seen and done it all. And then there's Clark, the new kid on the block, ready to prove herself against the best. It was like a movie script, but playing out in real time on the court.
The Phoenix Mercury will host the Indiana Fever on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, which means fans of the W will finally get to see the much-anticipated battle between veteran Diana Taurasi and star rookie Caitlin Clark.
The anticipation was off the charts every game. Between Tass's team and Clark's became must-see TV. People weren't just wondering who'd win. They were looking for signs. Was Taurasi still the undisputed queen? Or was Clark about to snatch the crown?
Competitive game, just like every other game is a competitive game. We need to be better down the stretch. I think there's things that we had in our control, and we didn't control the controllables.
So what happened next? Let's just say Terry's words came back to haunt her in a way no one expected. The jungle she talked about, it turned out to be Clark's playground.
She could still play. So she deserves her respect and she deserves to be recognized. But I think we're now at this point where Caitlin Clark is undeniable. You know, you see the level of excellence that she is sustaining.
Remember that Jungle Taurasi mentioned, well, a new predator just entered the scene. What if I told you a rookie could make a legend? Question everything. She thought she knew about the game. Enter Caitlin Clark, the rising star who taking the basketball world by storm. This isn't just any rookie. We're talking about Clark burst onto the WNBA scene with the kind of confidence and skill that had everyone buzzing. She didn't just show up to play. She came to dominate.
For Caitlin Clark in her rookie season, and she set records along the way. First, the rookie marks, most points, assists.
Now, you might be thinking, sure, she was good in college, but how does that translate to the pros? Well, let me tell you, Clark didn't just transition. She exploded onto the court her debut season. Nothing short of spectacular, but it's what she did against Diana Taurasi's team that really turned heads picture. This Clark steps onto the court, facing off against the Phoenix, Mercury Taurasi's team. The anticipation is through the roof, and what does Clark do? She drops 40 points. That's right, 40 points in a single game against one of the best teams in the league. But wait, it gets better.
Everyone was so excited about this matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury. And that was because it was being, billed as this Diana Taurasi versus Caitlin Clark matchup. So it was this whole big deal and it was being hyped up.
And this wasn't just any game. This was Clark versus Taurasi, rookie, versus legend, the future versus the present. And Clark, she didn't just hold her own. She outplayed Taurasi, not once, not twice, but multiple times throughout the game. It was like watching a changing of the guard in real time during the game.
During the game, just when I need him at the end of the game, I can put them all in there. But here's what Caitlin did. She was 4 of 14 from the field, 2 of 10 from the three-point line, okay? Didn't shoot it well outside today. Brought down 9 rebounds, 12 assists. Okay, had 6 turnovers.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark didn't just score. She dominated every aspect of the game. We're talking about a near triple-double performance. 40 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Can you believe that a rookie in her first season putting up numbers like that against a team led by one of the greatest players of all time?
Single season assist record in the WNBA, the most prolific passer in WNBA history. She is now the all-time rookie leader in points, assists, and three-pointers. There is exceeding expectations, and then there is whatever Caitlin Clark continues to do in her rookie season in the WNBA.
And Clark wasn't done showing off. Remember those deep three-pointers? College fans love, yes, she brought those to the pros. At one point, she even nailed a shot from the logo. The logo. That's the kind of confidence you just can't teach.
I mean, it's amazing. What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. The one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright, and being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time, it's pretty cool to see that and going into the future.
After the game, even Taurasi had to give credit where it was due. She said it's amazing what Caitlin's been able to do in her short career. So far has just been nothing short of remarkable, coming from the GOAT herself. That's high praise.
You are out here denying how brilliant she has been. You're just being dishonest. She's on a team that had back-to-back #1 overall picks. They are going to firmly be in the playoffs. She is putting up 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists a night, which again, you have to adjust your mind for WNBA stats versus NBA stats. The games are lower scoring and the games are shorter. And she has got her percentages back up, where she's now over 40% from the field and 33% from 3.
So what does all this mean? It means the WNBA is witnessing the rise of its next superstar. Caitlin Clark isn't just living up to the hype. She's exceeding it. She's redefining what it means to be a rookie in this league. And she's doing it with a style and flair that's all her own. Sad
that this could be the last game of Diana Taurasi's career. She has been hinting at it. The Phoenix Mercury has Park's meteoric rise, sent shockwaves through the WNBA, but here's the kicker. It wasn't just fans and analysts taking notice. What could make a basketball icon like Diana Taurasi say, it might be time to step aside? The answer might surprise you. Picture this, a post-game press conference. The air thick with tension. Diana Taurasi, the woman who's been the face of women's basketball for nearly 2 decades, steps up to the mic. And then she drops a bombshell that leaves everyone stunned. Maybe it's time to step aside, she says. Her voice barely above a whisper.
Here for a while, that's Diana Taurasi, because as we know, she already told us that her recent Olympic appearance would be her final one. She said that she doesn't see herself, competing in the LA Olympics. She's had a good run and now it's time to close that chapter. But did the Phoenix Mercury soft launch her retirement from the WNBA? They posted on social with a link to tickets, and the caption, "If this is it, ... You have 2 more opportunities to see the greatest of all time at home." In 2022, Taurasi said, "When I'm done playing, I'm just going to stop playing. I'm not going to ease my way out." So no goodbye tour for Diana Taurasi. We're having that debate. Phoenix Mercury kind of spoiled the quote unquote surprise. What the hell?
You know, it's the if for me though. It's the if. With DT, you just never really know. She even said, you just read that quote and she was like, "I'm gonna stop when I'm gonna stop." So
just gonna pop out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop out the league and I'll be done. But I don't know. I just never with DT. You just never know, man.
Can you believe it? The room falls silent. Reporters exchange glances, wondering if they heard her. Right, this is Diana Taurasi. We're talking about the GOAT, the player who's dominated the court for years. And she's talking about stepping away.
It's just a lot of memories that go through your mind. The good ones, the bad ones. And more than anything, just really grateful to have really good people around me my whole career and going forward. That is the one thing that, I think back on. It's been the same faces for 20 years. And that feels just as good as the jersey for 20 years.
Now you might be thinking, what could possibly make Taurasi consider retirement? Well, it all comes back to Caitlin Clark. Remember that incredible performance we talked about? It didn't just impress fans. It sent ripples through the entire league. The fallout out was immediate. Sports media exploded with hot takes and analysis, but it was Stephen A. Smith who really captured the moment. He came out swinging in Clark's defense, saying, "Caitlin Clark is the truth." But he didn't stop there. Smith went on to criticize Taz's earlier comments about the challenges of the WNBA.
I expected more from Diana Taurasi, ain't gonna lie about that. I expected something like "Can't Wait."
I expected more from Diana Taurasi. Smith said, his voice filled with disappointment. It was a stark reminder of how quickly things can change. In professional sports, 1 minute you're on top the next. You're facing tough questions about your legacy box office.
Box office, plus she can play. And the combination of the two. Caitlin Clark, the operative word that comes to my mind is gratitude. There's an incredible level of gratitude that should be accorded to this young lady with what she did for the sport.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Smith didn't just defend Clark, he went all in what's disrespectful. He argued is not recognizing what Caitlin Clark is doing for this league. Right now, she's transforming it. Those are big words, especially when you're talking about a rookie.
But the prevailing sentiment for folks that are just joining the WNBA and following women's sports is unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next level. That's all I'm saying in these conversations. Kennedy Carter's behavior is not indicative of the entire league. We are still talking about competition where you are allowed to get a little extra elbow in if you are competing and you do it within the parameters of the game. The game is physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
Like, she was one of the first that I really knew about and supported and, idolized and wanted to be like. And, I just admired the way she played the game and the fire that she played with. And like I said yesterday, it's impressive that she's still able to play this game at such a high level and produce the way she does. It's incredible. I think she's obviously the best scorer our game has ever seen and one of the best players our game has ever seen. But I would say my first memory is just around the WNBA in general, and when I first started to really watch this league was because of her.
Can you believe it? We're witnessing a major shift in women's basketball. Taurasi, the legend and idol to every young player, is stepping down, and Clark, the rookie sensation, is stepping up. It's like watching history unfold right before our eyes. Stephen A. Smith said it best. Caitlin Clark is the truth. She's transforming the league. And you know what? He might be right. With Clark leading the charge, the WNBA's future looks brighter than ever. We're not just talking about a new star here. We're talking about a whole new era of women's basketball. Are you ready for it?